Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to tell you the books that I read in October. So this is my October wrap up. I read 4 books and I think I had a pretty good reading month overall. And I already did reviews for 2 of these books. If you're interested in reviews on the other 2, just let me know in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to tell me what your favorite Halloween read was or what your favorite book was that you read in the month of October down in the comment section. Last announcement, don't forget to enter my giveaway that I have going on right now. It is US only, but you can win one of these books, either P.S. I Like You or Vasa in the Night. All you have to do is be subscribed to my channel and be living in the US and let me know which book that you would like to receive. Now let's jump into the books that I actually read in the month of October. The first one was This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. This is one of the books that I already have a full review on my channel of. This is the first Victoria Schwab book that I read and I was really impressed. I definitely want to go ahead and dive into some of her other series that she has going on. I don't know how she's able to write so many series at once, but I was really intrigued by the premise of the story where humans and monsters are kind of like living in the same world, and with it having monsters in it, I thought October was the perfect time to read it, and I totally wasn't disappointed. I really enjoyed it. The writing was really cool. A lot of people complained of it being slow paced in the beginning. I didn't find that at all. A little confusing at first, but you know, after that, it was just, I was totally immersed in the world. Yeah, so I have a full review of this. I will link it for you if you're interested in that, if you haven't seen it already. But this is one book that I would highly recommend for you. The only thing that I think that this book could have like added that would have been great, and actually one of my subscribers commented on my review of this, and I didn't even think of this, but a map. A map would have been so helpful, especially right in the beginning where they were kind of like setting up the world. The next book that I read, and I also have a review of this on my channel, is After the Woods by Kim Savage. I really enjoyed this read, despite being like having super high expectations for it. Like I said, I do have a full story time and review of this on my channel, but it's basically about these 2 friends that there's this incident in the woods. One of the girls gets kidnapped for 2 days, the other one gets away, and kind of like a year later looking at their lives, like where are they now? So there were a couple of bumps and, you know, bruises along the way. I didn't think it was like perfect, but this is her debut and I could just see that her writing is going to get stronger and stronger. I really liked the reporter aspect in this because Kim Savage herself used to be a reporter, and that you could tell, like, once you know that she's a reporter and you read those scenes, you're like, yeah, that's where you shined. So anyway, I highly recommend you pick up this if you're looking for like a light thriller, and if you're into debuts, I highly recommend this one. Next 2 books that I read kind of go hand in hand, and I read Sharp Objects and Dark Places, both by Gillian Flynn. I read Sharp Objects first by Gillian Flynn, and then I read Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. And let's flash back a second. Remember when I said that Gillian Flynn has not let me down now? I'm glad to have both of these in my collection because Gillian Flynn has a really cool writing style where there's twists and turns and it's kind of demented, and she hasn't disappointed me yet. I'm not going to say that these were a total bust by any means, but they were so much slower than any of her newer works like Gone Girl or The Grown Up. You could just tell that her writing has improved like so much. I really need a book to hook me from the beginning, especially like in like a book like hers. You really need that hook to like pull you in and make you interested in the story. And I felt like I was reading like 100+ pages before the story really got good in both of these. So I kind of have like the same gripe about both of them. They were both fairly slow. I wasn't really getting into the story. I didn't feel like it was really going anywhere. And then all of a sudden it got like really good and really interesting. But to me, it was kind of like too little too late. late. Overall, the writing was good, but the characters weren't necessarily memorable. Another gripe that I have about Sharp Objects is if you read the synopsis here on the back, it says, fresh from a brief stay at a psych hospital, reporter Camille Preaker faces a troubling assignment. She must return to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. Nowhere in the book does it say anything about Camille being fresh out of a psych hospital. I felt that if they would have focused on that a little bit more, like maybe that would have been pretty cool. But what you actually get in the story is she goes home to this little like small town where it seems like everybody knows everybody and 2 teen girls are dead, and she's trying to find out like what happened, who killed them. She's going around to different eyewitnesses. One boy says that he saw this woman snatch her from the woods, and you know, all these crazy things. So she's trying to find out like what actually happens because she works at this newspaper in Chicago, and the newspaper is kind of like failing a little bit. So I feel the newspaper feels like if they nab this story, it'll be like really great. But even that part is like so small in the actual story. It's like just a few pages if I'm remembering correctly. So she goes home to investigate. She has this weird relationship with her mother and her siblings and the town. It's just everybody in the town seems so weird. And it's like she's just a reporter here doing her job, trying to find out what happened to these girls. And it's just really weird. And I didn't see, you know, the ending coming at all. It was creepy, but it was, like I said, it was too little too late. And I picked up Dark Places, hoping to like this one a little bit more. And I also rated this one 3 stars. It's about Libby Day, who her brother, when Libby was 7 years old, her brother was 15 and brutally murdered her whole family, and he is in jail now. But so Libby got this like lump sum of money, and she's running out of this money, and she's wondering like what's she gonna do now. This guy approaches her from this kill club where they're really fascinated by like killers, and the people in this kill club group don't think that her brother Ben is responsible for murdering her family. So they're sending her out to kind of like talk to people, so you know, that were surrounding that time, her father and other people that they like suspect or want to know more information from, and they feel that Libby is more approachable than they are because obviously it's her brother, and it was her family that was killed, and they will pay her to do that. So in order for her to get these like $300 or $500 paydays, she goes out and talks to people connected with the crime. And as she's doing it, she's kind of coming to the realization like maybe my brother didn't actually commit the murder, which is kind of funny because she was the one that testified that no, it was him without a doubt, and it was her testimony which put him behind bars. So now she's thinking, you know, she's thinking back on that night and trying to decide, you know, was it really my brother? Was it not him? You know, were things put into my head? And it's basically like unfolding that crime and what happened, and it kind of flashes back a little bit, like different people. So it will have like Libby Day in the present, and it will flash back to her mom or her brother and things like that. So you're kind of like piecing together tonight to find out what ultimately happened on that night. But again, a large portion in the beginning of this book was so boring. Nothing was happening. It's setting up, you know, what her brother's in jail and blah, blah, blah. And it's setting up, she doesn't have any more money, and now she's trying to get money, and the whole kill club and how things are going to work. But once she starts going around and talking to the different people and kind of like even a little bit past that, it starts getting a little bit better. But I was actually disappointed by Gillian Flynn, so never say never. So I rated both of these 3 stars. I think if you are a fan, like a super fan of Gillian Flynn, I do think that they are still enjoyable, but you can definitely tell that she has grown as an author in her newer works. But I'm glad to have these in my collection nonetheless. I rated After the Woods 4 stars, and I rated This Savage Song 5 stars. So I really had like my stronger part of my reading month at the beginning. But that's all I have for you today. These are the 4 books that I read in October, and I'm hoping to have a better reading month in November. Anyway, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!